Welcome to the Crossbow DM Ultra Camo Guide for Cold War. This video is going to have everything you need to know to unlock gold on the new R1 Shadowhunter within Cold War. This is the crossbow of the game and it is super fun to use. When you're first getting used to it, it can be a struggle, but once you get used to the bolt velocity and the bolt drop, you can actually start to pop off with this, especially in Nuketown 24/7. Now there are a few downsides to the crossbow in Cold War. The first one is there is only optic attachments. There is no bolt, cable, or any grip attachments for this crossbow, so you are stuck only attaching optics. But on the bright side, the arrow actually travels really fast compared to any other previous crossbow we've had in Call of Duty history, and in my opinion, it's probably the most accurate crossbow. But once again, that downside of no attachments. And the ammo count is also very low. You start off with 1 arrow in the crossbow and then 5 in reserve, so I highly recommend you run scavenger and always try to collect your bolts after killing an enemy, because you don't want to get caught working on camo challenges and then run out of arrows. So whether you're running munitions crates or scavenger, just make sure you have some way to replenish your arrows, especially if you're staying alive long enough in your life cycles within Cold War. For those who want to unlock the crossbow, you have to get in 15 separate games 3 one-shot kills with any weapon with 0 attachments. The fastest way to do this is to go into face-off hardcore, use any gun for 15 games straight. The reason I say go to face-off rather than Nuketown 24/7 is face-off games last from anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. So if you grind out for an entire hour, you should unlock the crossbow pretty fast. And while you're at it, you could also work on camo challenges in there as well. And it's hardcore, so 1-shot 1 kills are going to come super easily, and you only need to get 3 kills in a single game. So if you can get 3 kills in 2 minutes, you will be perfect to unlock this at a fast rate. The best game modes that I played to unlock the camos for the crossbow extremely fast were Nuketown 24/7 for all like the super basic, easy, and close range challenges. And then when you had to go to the longer range challenges like Longshots, I went straight into the combined arms mosh pit and just played on those bigger maps and got long shots there. Of course, if you don't like combined arms, you could always do your normal long shots within domination matches, hardpoint, or anything on the normal 6v6 maps. There is really no good class setup for the crossbow since you can only run optic attachments, so find the optic attachment that you prefer the most. For me, I just use the mini reflex sights. None of the optics give you zoom advantages, so it really just comes down to what mini reflex sight or what holographic sight you prefer to use. Other than that, you could also go iron sight if you prefer that as well. And for perks, I run Dead Silence, Ghost, Scavenger, Tracker, and then Tac Mask and Flak Jacket using the perk Greed. All of these perks will decrease the explosive and tactical effect from grenades. It will keep me silent and off the radar, keeping me stealthy so I can get around the map way more efficient. And then Tracker will let me know where enemies are. And then Scavenger, of course, is for that ammo that I mentioned earlier. Going into the specific challenges now, a lot of these are super easy and straightforward. The easy and straightforward one is Eliminations. You only need 30 of them. You can do this in a single game. The most kills I ever got in the game with the R1 Shadowhunter was around 60, and that was on Nuketown. So you can get your first elimination challenges done in 1 game. The next challenge that is really easy is the 5 one-shot 1 kills in a single game, and this does stack. If you're playing core or hardcore, you are going to be getting 1-shot kills with the R1 Shadowhunter regardless of range and regardless of where you hit enemies. The only time I have ever gotten hit markers with the crossbow is if I'm in the water in Armada and are shooting enemies in the water or shooting enemies outside of the water while I'm underneath it. I assume this is because logically the water slows down the arrows so they don't do as much damage, but other than that, if you're above water, you're going to get 1-shot kills instantly. So this also does stack, so if you get 30 kills in a single game, that will count for 6 of the 20 required to complete this challenge. For the challenge where you have to get 2 kills in a single life 20 times, you will complete this naturally, but you also don't have to specifically focus on staying alive, because when you have to work on your double kill challenges where you are required to get 25 double kills, you will actually be completing these 2 kills in a single life 20 times just by completing double kills, because to get double kills, you have to kill 1 enemy, reload your next arrow, and kill the second enemy right off the bat. So The double kill window is pretty small from when you reload, so I recommend running around on Nuketown for double kills. They're super easy to get there, and a lot of enemies won't see you coming from the side if you have a good flank, or if you're using stun grenades or smoke grenades or flash grenades to navigate through the map, which leads into the next challenge, which is 50 kills against detected enemies by score streaks or stunned enemies by your tactical equipment. I run UAVs and the harp as well as the portable mic to detect enemies while I'm playing on Nuketown. A lot of enemies come very fast from their spawns, so if you have a good position, you should be able to get these detected kills right off the bat done extremely fast, as well as if you're running stun grenades and flash grenades and you're constantly stunning objectives and running into the enemy's spawn or where they are at and they're stunned, you can just get those kills as well, and those will also count. I think this is one of the first challenges I actually completed, and I don't know if I was just really lucky with my UAVs not getting shot down and my portable mics not being found, but on Nuketown I completed these detected kills within my first half hour of grinding the crossbow. The next challenge can be a little bit difficult, and that's going to be headshots. You need to get 50 of them. You can aim for the head, of course, with enemies that are moving slow and aren't running around the map very fast. And there also will be times where enemies that you kill, you just get headshots on them because that's where your arrow hit them. This does take a little bit longer than a bullet weapon because the arrow does have drop. So if you're shooting at an enemy at long range and the arrow drops and you're aiming for their head, it will hit them in the chest. So there will be some mistakes made like that because of human error. But as long on Nuketown as you're aiming for the head, you should complete this challenge pretty easily. And then the last and hardest challenge that I want to talk about is the 50 long shots required. Because of the arrow's velocity and drop rate, because of the gravity acceleration, you are going to struggle with long shots. I highly recommend going into any game mode that you are extremely comfortable in, where you know the spawns, you know the rotations and the flank routes that enemies and your team will be using to put yourself into positions to get long shots. Go to there. For me, that was Combined Arms Mosh Pit. They took out the Combined Arms Assault specific playlist, so it is currently a Combined Arms Mosh Pit, and I did a lot of this on Armada, regardless if that was Hardpoint or Domination or Assault. I just set myself up in an area where I knew enemies were going to be easy to hit because they're walking in a straight line coming towards me or away from me, and you can get those long shots. If enemies are running in the X direction, if they're going right or left, you are going to struggle a little bit because you're going to have to lead your shot as well as the arrow velocity, and at long ranges that can be a struggle sometimes. But once you get used to how the long shots work with the crossbow, it will take a couple of games. The second you have this challenge unlocked, I highly recommend trying to focus on getting some long shot kills while you're working on other camo challenges. For me, I completed everything and had the long shots as the last thing to do, but I just had to focus on long shots and stay as far away from enemies as possible to get those long shots. Other than that, that is the R1 Shadowhunter Gold Camo Guide for Cold War. I hope you guys did enjoy and found some help from this video. Leave a like if you did enjoy, dislike if you didn't, there's no hard feelings. Subscribe for more videos in the future. Check the top link of the description to join the Discord to join us for game nights. And if there is one, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.